Hi there, Josh here. Welcome to Frames Per Second. Today we are shooting Portra 800. We're going to be going around Melbourne exploring, and Portra 800 is a very versatile stock. You can meter it at 100, 200, 400, 800 and still get really good results. So that's kind of why we're using it. Also, it's my favorite color negative film stock as well. So we're back in Melbourne. This is back in July, and yeah, here we have a nice sunset. Here we're shooting Portra 800, as we said at the start of the video, which is my preferred version of Portra. I know a lot of people love Portra 400, as you saw in my previous video. I'm not the biggest fan of it. Like, it's a solid film, but it just doesn't stand out to me, and that's where Portra 800 comes in. For me, you kind of get the Portra look, but with a bit more personality. And you get a bit more color popping, a bit more contrast, and also the fact that it's based on Vision 2, not Vision 3 technology, means that it does have a little bit of a different look. And that's also why when you get the Portra 800 packets in 120, it doesn't say new, because Portra 160 and 400 are the newer formula that came out in 2011, and that's why it has new on it. While Portra 800, still the old formula, and I just think colors like red and just colors in general just seem to pop a bit more. It's less of a flatter profile, and for me that just makes it a bit more interesting and a bit more like the look I like. Here we have a nice doggo. Now obviously it's still Portra, so you still get warmer tones. It's a Kodak film stock, but I just feel like there's a bit more pop to it, a bit more punch. And there's something about the grain that I also like, though we are shooting in bright sunlight here, so you won't get the most out of that. But just like at times where I've done portraits and stuff, I just kind of like the grain a bit more on the skin, even if you overexpose the hell out of it. There's still like a little bit of a different texture there, and I think that does come from it being an older formula. And that's why I usually find myself going between Portra 800 and Kodak Gold, just because there's more punch to it, a bit more personality, and that's just what I like. There's a lot of people that like the more neutral tone and profile of Portra 400 and 160, which if you do, that's perfectly fine as well. But for me, I just want something that pops a bit more, because I know like the colors of this person's sweater and what they're wearing would not have popped as much if I was shooting Portra 160 or 400. Especially 160. 160 I find really flat every time I shoot it, and just really not that interesting. But Portra 800 I love. Now this building has a little building of itself next to it, so I just thought that was kind of funny. Like, quite a few of these shots I do wonder why I took them. Like this one here, I don't know why I took that shot. I could have used that shot for something else. I was shooting a 35mm f2 lens on my Pentax K1000, and there are times where I did wish I had my 50mm on with me, just because I just think it would have been I just thought it would have been better having a closer shot, but I only took this lens with me just to make things a bit lighter as I was traveling around, because I had several cameras on me. And these shots from the tram view have a bit of motion blur to them, so yeah, not particularly the most interesting stuff. I just liked how this building looked, to be honest. That's why I took that photo. Now here you see the red really popping, and that's just one of the things I love about Portra 800. Now I got to take a couple of portraits of these construction workers, which was kind of fun. Not all of them are the best shots, but it just shows off their kind of personality, which I thought was kind of nice. Unfortunately, I didn't get footage of this. I forgot to hit record on my GoPro, but oh well. Can't win them all. But yeah, that was kind of just a fun interaction. And here, of course, I had to take a photo of no face, and I just thought the reflection in the water was kind of a fun shot. So that's why I took this one. And there's just a lot of fun graffiti in Melbourne. It's allowed in certain areas, and I just think it makes for a more creative environment and a more interesting location. And there's a lot of fun graffiti you can find. And also the fact that they're allowed, quite often it leads to better graffiti because they have time to actually work on things rather than rushing. But there's still some bad graffiti out there, to be honest. Now here we are entering Bubka, which is a Russian bakery in Melbourne that is really nice. I've been there before in my previous trip. I didn't get much footage here because I had my camera facing out the window. But yeah, it's a great little cafe, bakery place, and I do recommend going. But yeah, I like to watch through the window. I didn't take as many interesting shots as I would have liked. A lot of stuff happened when I was eating, which was kind of annoying, but oh well. And then of course we came across a vintage car, so it is the law to take a photo of it, so I had to take that. But then there was also this little funny face hanging from the window, from the rear view mirror, which I just thought was kind of funny, but I was on the 35, so I couldn't get close enough to it. But yeah, Portrait 800 is one of my favorite films. I've done heaps of videos on it, so you can go and watch those if you're interested in more in-depth things about it, or just seeing it in different environments. Yeah, this bird was standing on this bird, and I kind of wish I took a photo, but oh well. But yeah, it's a film stock I highly recommend. It is on the pricier side, unfortunately. And at the moment, Kodak seems to be out of stock in Australia, unfortunately, so... But yeah, hope you like this. I'm gonna try edit a video for the last week of the year. That'll hopefully be a little bit different, but it depends on how much time I have. Hope you like the videos. Please let me know your thoughts on the film, the images, cameras, and the comments below. Feel free to like and subscribe to us, post notifications sooner when there's a new episode. Anyway, I'm Josh. This has been FramesPerSecond. Get out there, shoot some film.